Hello and welcome to Citizen Kale, live from the allotment, if you must. I only stay because I have roots here. I'm originally from the village of Muckett in Clackmannanshire. The vegetable plot where I grew up was pretty tough. It was so tough the gardeners were scared to pull up the weeds because the weeds would fight back, and quite often won. The weeds were so tough they sometimes used to pull themselves out of the ground, walk around and harass the weaker salad vegetables. The lettuces were permanently distressed. It was so tough the rabbits had tattoos. It was so tough the slugs used to eat salt and spit vinegar. The beans were all has-beens. The gardeners used to use barbed wire to keep the pests off. The caterpillars could strip a cabbage in 20 minutes, and frequently did. It was so tough the compost refused to break down, even under quite intense pressure. Thought it was unmanly and a sign of weakness to break down. Of course, the compost was pretty stupid. Didn't understand the difference between breaking down emotionally and breaking down organically. Few people do. But it was not only the compost that was a few wheelbarrows short of a shed in the intellect department. I was literally surrounded by cabbages. What a bunch of idiots. I asked one of them the other day his opinion on human free will. Well, says the cabbage, as David Hume once said, life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. That was Kierkegaard, not Hume, you idiot. Luckily, I do get the occasional visitor down in the patch. Several years ago, that John Logie Baird visited the plot, and he says to me, Kale, I want to improve the lives of the ordinary people of this country. After their hours of daily toil, they sit in their dimly lit homes, staring at the parlour walls, longing for some kind of distraction from the drudgery of their dull lives. Religion works well for a while, but, I feel it's up to me to help them. What can I do? Well, John, I said, I might have something for you. What you need to do is create a kind of electrical goggle box. A glass-fronted wooden box on which moving images can be displayed for the entertainment of the peasants. Might keep them quiet for a while. Well, he says, that sounds all fine and dandy, but how exactly do you propose I fabricate such a magical box? You mean like a zoetrope? No, Mr. Baird, I do not mean like a zoetrope. A zoetrope simply produces the illusion of motion by displaying a sequence of drawings or photographs showing progressive phases of that motion. No, I mean a device that will display extended selections, news, weather, cheap comedy, contrived reality shows, dubiously financed sporting events, and such like. Oh, steady on there, Kale. Just tell me, how could I make such an improbable machine? Oh, I don't know, I said. How about making a cathode ray tube and coating the screen with white phosphor, and then shooting electron beams at it, painting, if you will, an image onto the screen by moving the electron beam across the phosphor a line at a time using magnetic coils, You could try something like that. John Logie Baird stared at me for a while, his mouth slightly open, his mind racing, and finally he says, Oh my God, I see it. That might work. Oh my God, that might just work. Better get on with it though, Mr. Baird. That fellow Farnsworth was down the patch the other day asking similar questions. So off he went and made his television, and that all turned out just fine, didn't it? I find it hard to have a good conversation with the other vegetables. They're just too lightweight, too simple, not like me. I'm complicated, nuanced. You only have to look at the crenellations around my leaves to know that I go down a long way. That's my blessing, and that's also my curse. Well, If you'll excuse me, I have some photosynthesis to take care of. That oxygen and glucose won't produce itself, you know. Without me, you'd all be dead. Think about that the next time you enjoy a nice salad. Bye for now.